Ban list! Ban list! A new Forbidden Limited List update has been announced for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel going live on December 5th. Forbidden Limited List update, effective from December 5th. Limited to 1. Runic Fountain and Mathmech Diameter. Limited to 2. Signet Mining, Tempest, Dragon Rulers, Pot of Desires, RIP 07. Quick Launch, Chaos Space, those are the dragon hits. Pearly to 2, and Delicious Memory to 2, as well as Stovey Torby to 2. Alright. I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. Oh, also Cobalt Sparrow and Dryden to 3, sure. Sparrow, I don't even know why that card went to 1 in the first place, but that's cool for all the bird players remaining, for all those bird brains. So, okay, how do we tackle this? Gosh, well, where do we dissect it? Okay, so I think the biggest thing that has caused a lot of controversy and very happy, positive, constructive feedback and criticism towards the ban list, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are normal and they can think of their own free will quite well. Mathmech finally got a hit with Signet Mining going to 2. So that's 1 less copy of your 9 copies of Circular. Yeah, so instead of 3 Circular, 3 Small World, 3 Signet Mining, now there's 8 instead of 9. So that's good. And on top of that, they actually hit Circular. Now, my theory here is that the diameter of a circle is considered the length from 2 polar opposite points of a circle at a 180-degree angle. So the diameter of a circle, technically, if you think about it, this is kind of a hit to Circular. Real talk, I don't know what happened. How did this occur? Why did we hit Diameter? Diameter is a 2 of, I think, in pure Mathmech. And even then, I wouldn't even really argue that Mathmech is the best version, pure Mathmech, rather, is the best version of Cyberse decks these days. Against their players rise up, but anyway, that's besides the point. You played no Diameters in that deck. There is... this card is like a 2 of, right? At best, so... playing one single but putting Diameter to 1 now reduces your grind game in Mathmech, as if the deck that summoned Update, Summon Access, Summon Transcode was requiring any form of grind game. That wasn't the entire point of the deck. Activate Circular going second, activate Call by Crossout, activate Ash Blossom for your Maxi and hand traps. That is the issue with Mathmech. Anyway, we don't talk about that. Apparently, the thing we need to consider and talk about is their grind game. Like, whatever that means. God. OTK Special Summon Turbo Turn 1 like Wombo combo deck and grind game. My brother, you lose anyway. Like if your turn 1 or turn 2 doesn't work. Like that's just how Mathmech functions. So Diameter as an argument is like, oh, removes the grind. It's like, that's not the problem with Mathmech. Like the problem with Mathmech is Update Jammer. Hammer the Jammer. God, people don't understand this. No, but real talk, Circular is a 1-card combo that does like 300 different things in a like an actual 64-step combo. And yeah, that's why this deck is absurd, especially in best of 1, right? Especially in best of 1. Runic Fountain is yeah, okay. That's all there is to really say about Mathmech. I think Circular is very funny. And I like it because it's a 1-card combo, and 1-card combos that do everything with extenders are fun to play. I enjoy playing Mathmech. Yes, I understand it's a little bit broken, particularly in a best of 1. But it's the theory is that they don't hit ultra rares. Okay, Runic Fountain is at 1. They limited Runic Fountain. Here's how they keep addressing and tackling these Runic decks. I think you only really need 1 Fountain to truly, like, gain the full power of your silly Fur Hire deck, your Naturia deck, your Sprite stuff. All of that works just as well and fine in Runic. That's enough, right? Just the 1. The problem is the other Runic decks, or shall we say the decks that aren't really anything except Runic. The ones that are normal summoning, Inspector Border. The ones that are flip summoning, or not really summoning, flipping over, there can be only 1 Bozo, etc., etc. See, that is realistically where the problem of Runic comes from. And why people don't enjoy playing against this deck and why it's a nuisance. Runic Fountain to 1, I suppose, in a way, does affect the stun players to some extent. But the biggest problem with those decks, especially in a best of one situation, is you might not just have an out to your opponent flip summoning goes in match. Skill drain. There can be only one. Summon Inspector Border. Right? Inspector Border maybe not, so a lot of people playing Imperm. But there's like a lot of cards in this deck that just instantly win you the game on the spot. And that's why Runic sucks. Okay? So this was not the correct hit. I don't know why they're so insistent on keeping the Floodgate trap cards in the game. They limited all of them slowly. I don't know if you've noticed. Rivalry, Goes in Match, they've slowly went to 1. There can be only one has stayed at 2 for some reaon. All right, anyway, Signet Mining, I guess we've kind of talked about the cyber stuff. Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms to 2. When are they going to bring back Tidal or Radox? Like, don't... They cowards are using Master Duel as like a testing ground for the Dragon Rulers without recognizing that you can have 3 Blaster, 3 Tempest, but like the real synergy comes from having 1, 1, 1, 1. That's the whole point of the draft, because then the babies become relevant, then the super rejuvenation maybe can be used, and then we can do some silly wombo combo rank 7 plays, because that's probably what the deck can do at best, because this isn't 2013. You're not passing on a Draco Sack. They need to trust us. We can be trusted. The player base has proven time and time again that we can be trusted with old school Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, look at Spellbooker Judgment. Isn't that card at like 3? It is in like one of the formats. I'm sure it's at 3 in like OCG. Dog shit. Garbage. Doesn't do anything. Useless. We can have the same propriety with Dragon Rulers. So give us the Dragon Rulers back to 1 each. I don't care about Tempest and Blaster to 2 or 3. We just want them back to 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, and we can be trusted. All right. Pot of Desires to 2. I'm trying to think of a meta deck that even is running Pot of Desires right now. Like, in terms of the top decks in Master Duel, it's like Pearly doesn't run it. I think. I mean, you could, right? You could run Pot of Desires in Pearly, but it's not standard. You definitely don't run it in Dragon. You probably run it in Kashtira, I guess. True. Who is this addressing? Like, who is this hitting? Like, that's what I don't understand with Pot of Desires. Like, y'all, a lot of you people are saying Sword Soul right now. I wonder when the last time Sword Soul was good in Master Duel. Jeez, yeah. I don't know. They seem to think that the pot cards were mistakes, which, weird. I know, shock horror. Printing cards that literally just say draw 2, like Extravagant Desires, may or may not have been a bit of an oopsie-poopsie. Slowly putting all of these pots to 1, I think is probably the best thing. But here's the thing with the semi-limited list in Master Duel. It exists for no purpose other than this card's like kind of good, put it to 2. Like, that's basically the theme here. If you just look at 90% of these cards, Mining, Desire, Space, Launch, Pearly, Stovey, Delicious, it's like, okay, Delicious is like maybe the most relevant one because you can't reveal 3 off of My Friend. But for the most part, all of this is just like, oh, this card is like kind of good. Just put it to 2. Chaos Space, just put it to 2. Pearly, just put it to 2. Quick Launch, that card's like a good extend. Just put it to 2. They're not addressing any real issues and problems here. You know, that's kind of like nothing is really truly being attacked or addressed right now. It's just, yep, here's this is a good card. Put it to 2. Put it to 2. Anyway, Dryden back to 3 is very, very cool. I don't know if I want to say it's relevant. It's a bit of a stretch to say that Dryden to 3 is relevant. But, you know, Zeus to 2 would have been much better for Zodiac. Depends on which way you want to analyze and look at the Zodiac deck, because it really is just a go second board wipe Zeus Turbo, like, toolbox, basically. So I don't know, like, Dryden gives you a little bit more grind game. That's really about it. So anyway, continuing the theme of most useless ban lists, we are true. I think, if I really think in Master Duel, what has been the most impactful, relevant hit ever in Master Duel? Because I don't think there's ever been any hits since the inception of Master Duel. I don't think any of the hits ever in Master Duel's history has ever mattered except exactly just Merly to 1. Oh, Halka Fibrax. I forgot about that, actually. That was a while ago. Yeah, Halka Fibrax. VFD, that's a big one. So in almost 2 years, we've had like 3 relevant hits in Master Duel. Like, that's pretty poor. Especially when you're looking for a nice little big shakeup every couple of months. The big shakeup every couple of months doesn't ever really come from the ban list most of the time. It just comes from the new packs, realistically. IO and Emptiness. I wouldn't really say these random one-off traps that occasionally sack games are relevant enough, you know, because you're not going to see them all the time. The banning of VFD did actually just straight up kill Virtual World. Halka Fibrax killed a bunch of decks. 07 is the chat for Blocky Boy, you know. Although, to be fair, they banned Block Dragon so far into the lifespan of Master Duel that I don't think it was relevant, because Animancipator definitely fell off at that point. Union Carrier was pretty relevant. I mean, there's a few, I guess, in all credit to Master Duel. There has been, like, a few. But yeah, in general, like, the limitations, the semi-limits are so poor. Like, they're so poor. Anyway, I'm hoping we get, like, a big shakeup of the Master Duel meta at some point. Oh, it's wonderful. Can we ban Maxi? Can we ban Maxi? Can we ban Maxi? Please, can we ban Maxi? Please, can we ban Maxi? Thank you. That's the most important singular hit that everyone would ask for. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk.